The scent of damp earth and decaying lilies clung to the air at my mother's funeral, thick and suffocating. I reached for my identical twin sister's hand, her skin cold and clammy against mine. She turned slowly, her eyes locking onto mine with an intensity that felt like a physical blow. Then she leaned in, to whisper a dry rustle against my ear, carrying the faint, coppery smell of old blood. "You should have died in that car crash, not me." Her words didn't just shock me. They unmoored reality itself, pulling the floor from beneath my feet. Because in that moment, I remembered the screech of tearing metal, the sticky warmth on my face, the final gasp I heard in the wreckage, and I knew with certainty it turned my bones to ice. The sister I was trying to comfort wasn't my sister at all. Two identical girls in graduation gowns stood before me, their smiles frozen in time. And I saw the funeral, the casket, the mourning, the scent of damp earth and broken flowers. My driver's license showed my face blurred, as if I was never truly there. Beside it lay a shattered photo frame, glass shards catching the light like frozen tears. I built a life on a foundation of stolen dreams. My name is Sarah Miller, and my sister didn't just take my identity, she buried me alive in it. The home footage shows Emily and Sarah Miller, identical twins, laughing in their Austin backyard. The Texas sun bleaches everything to a perfect, almost unnatural brightness. Sarah's voiceover cuts through the idyllic scene with a haunting truth. We were Emily and Sarah Miller from Austin. Mirror images, but never reflections. Emily was a wild twin, staying out past midnight, dreaming of Manhattan skyline, living for the electric thrill. I was Sarah, the good one. Studious, predictable, the daughter who stayed behind, anchored to our mother and this quiet town. Her world smelled of night air and cheap perfume. Mine, of old paper and the faint dampness of our basement. We were reflections, but something in her glass was always cracked, letting in a cold, whispering draft I could never name. Graduation night was supposed to be our celebration. It was supposed to be the beginning, but that single evening would fracture everything we knew. What started with laughter would end with something we still can't explain. Emily's tires lost their grip on the rain-slicked asphalt as she approached the sharp turn. A sickening screech of rubber and the violent crunch of glass shattering filled the air. Absolute silence followed, broken only by the steady drip of fluid and the faint smell of ozone and wet earth. Voiceover. I woke up in the hospital. My ribs were shattered. My head throbbed with a concussion. Through the medicinal haze, my parents' faces were etched with a grief too profound for me to grasp. Their words cut through the fog of pain and confusion. Sarah, Emily, is gone. My bandages felt damp against my skin as I watched my family's somber faces. The doctors warned them about the trauma, survivor's guilt, PTSD, that twisted my memories. I was too broken, I said, the air thick with their unspoken pity. Even my own name had vanished into that void of forgetting. They told me, "You're Emily now. You live. You have to be strong for us." Their words hung in the air, heavy with the iron scent of dry blood. They thought this new name was armor, a shield against what I'd seen. But protection feels like a cage when the past sticks to your skin, damp and unshakable. They had no idea they were handing my life to a ghost. I tried to be Emily. I moved to New York, like she wanted, but the city's iron scent and the cold press of strangers felt alien. My reflection would sometimes stare back with a confusion that wasn't my own. Her dreams never fit me. Her friends found me, quiet, changed. I felt like an imposter in my own skin, a stranger wearing a familiar face. My hand would betray me, signing Sarah by mistake. Then came the flashes, memories of being in the passenger seat, not the driver's. Years later, I was on the phone with my mother. Her voice crackled through the line with pride. "I'm so proud of you, living her dream," she said. It's what she would have wanted. The air in my apartment grew thick. I could smell the damp rot of old memories. My reply was a hollow, breathless beat of silence. Then, just one word. Yeah, the lie consumed my life completely. My career flourished, my friends cherished me, and my fiancé Mike adored Emily, the person they believed I was. Yet, I was perpetually haunted. A ghost, the person I should have been, stalked the edges of my perfect life. Then, last month, Mom passed from heart failure. Back in her quiet Austin house, sorting through her things, my hands trembled as I lifted the lid of an old jewelry box. The air grew heavy with the scent of dust and decay. A sudden, sharp click echoed through the silent rooms. The document was dated after the crash, a temporal impossibility that made the air grow heavy. Its beneficiary was Sarah Miller, a name that whispered from the page like a forgotten promise. A faint scent of ozone and old paper clung to it. A cold, tangible wrongness. This wasn't just a policy. It was a posthumous signature from the grave, not Emily, Sarah. Why would Mom leave a policy to a dead daughter? That's when I discovered the letters. Tucked between the thin, fragile pages, the ink had faded to ghostly whispers. Unmistakably, my mother's handwriting. "My dearest Sarah, I pray you can forgive us one day. We had to protect the one who was left. We had to let Emily have this." Voiceover. The one who was left. Not the one who survived. The one who was left. The climax. Emily stood frozen at the graveside, her mind reeling as if struck by a physical blow. Across the fresh plot, her identical twin, the real Sarah, stood poised and dry-eyed, an eerie stillness about her. The sharp, cruel pieces of the puzzle clicked into place with brutal clarity. A sudden memory flashed. The passenger seat, the pervasive feeling of wrongness, and the damp earth seemed to pull at her feet. The insurance papers, the letters in her own hand, they weren't Emily's careful forgeries. The damp air carried the scent of aged paper and something metallic, like old coins or dried blood. I hadn't been Emily pretending to be Sarah. A sticky, primal realization took hold as the last piece clicked into place. I was Sarah, and my twin sister had been living as me for 2 decades. Sarah approached me, and we stood face to face like reflections in a black mirror. My voice came out as a choked whisper. Why? The real Emily smiled. A small, cold gesture that held no warmth. She leaned in close, her breath carrying the faint scent of damp earth. Her voice dropped to a venomous whisper that felt like cold fingers on the skin. You were always the favorite, Mom and Dad's perfect little angel. The air grew thick with ozone as she finished. But that night, you said you were tired. You made me cry. When I woke up after the crash, and they thought I was you, I saw my chance to finally have the life that was always coddled and handed to you. My God, the hospital, my parents, they believed what they wanted to believe. I was just a broken, grieving girl who couldn't remember her own name. When they called me by yours, I didn't correct it. I've been living your perfect, beloved life ever since. The life I deserved. The world tilted on its axis. This grave before us wasn't just our mother's final resting place. It was mine. The damp soil smelled of ozone and cold earth, a scent that clung to the back of my throat. Sarah Miller was buried here, in everyone's memory. Primal dread took hold. My breath hitching, and the truth settled like a physical weight. I was a ghost. Emily. You stole everything. My name, my community, my parents. Real Emily. No, Sarah, you should have died in that car crash, not me. She turns and walks away, leaving me utterly alone by the gravesite. The conclusion. Emily, Sarah, sits in her childhood room, now empty. The air smells of damp plaster and forgotten things, and every creak of the house feels like accusation. She holds her real driver's license. Sarah Miller, issued years after her official death. A photo of her fiancé, Mike, rests beside it, the paper feeling strangely cold to the touch. My voice is a whisper in the quiet room. I am Sarah Miller, a legal ghost.
Every document, every record, binds my existence to a woman the world believes is gone. My entire adult life, the career I built, the love I found, the history etched into credit reports, it all exists under the name of a corpse. The air in the room grows thick, carrying the faint, metallic scent of old coins and the profound, unsettling quiet of a secret that has grown too heavy to bear. Going to the police would be my word against hers, a 20-year-old lie buried deep. The air itself felt thick with that old deceit, a damp, cloying presence in the room. How could I tell Mike that the woman he loves was just a ghost story I helped write? The truth was a weight, cold and metallic, settling in my gut. She gazes through the window pane. The real Emily slides into a sleek car and vanishes down the street, liberated. Out there, she inhabits my home, shares my bed with my fiancé, and spends what could be my future. She wears my life like a tailored suit, a perfect, stolen fit. All I have left is the unvarnished truth, and a name carved on a headstone.
So what do you do when the one who stole your life wears your face like a mask?
Do you burn the world down to reclaim what's yours?
Or do you let them bury Sarah Miller for good, and simply let the thief win? The engine coughed for life. A mechanical rasp that fractured the stillness. Tires crunched over gravel. The sound receding into a suffocating quiet. An ozone tang, sharp and electric, lingered where the vehicle had been. Then, nothing. A void where the world's last familiar noise had been swallowed whole.